Hey everybody, my name's Ed. Okay, quick comic book haul. Let's just jump into it. Today's comic book haul brought to you by more ghetto ass beer. Okay, so first what it is, No Angel. And the reason I bought this is because literally this morning I was watching Sleepy Reader's video and he was talking about it and he mentioned that it was written by Adrianne Palicki and I guess her brother Eric. And Adrianne Palicki is this actress. She played Mockingbird on the Agents of Shield TV show, and she was also in the Wonder Woman pilot as the lead. This is the one from David E. Kelly from a few years back, and she was also in the John Wick movie from last year, I think, or a year and a half ago. So I actually saw this in the store last week, and I was like, whatever, you know. But having him talk about that made me think, well, maybe I'll give it a shot. So here's this. Um, uh, Sirens #6 by George Perez. This comic is way late. I can't even remember. I know I have every issue of this. I can't even remember where issue 5 came out. Maybe almost a year ago, something like that. And it was like a big 6-month gap before that, too, you know. Um, I literally don't even remember where we're at with the story. I just know it had something to do with all these women characters, right? And they were all kind of plucked from different points in time, and they have to team up to fight some people from outer space or something like that. So yeah, I might have to find the last couple of issues just to. Oh, there was like a weird meta thing where a comic book creator was telling the story in a comic of what was actually happening in real life or whatever, or something like that. Some real meta thing that they get thrown in there. But yeah. So anyway, uh, Deathstroke #8. This is maybe my favorite Rebirth title, possibly. I just think it's just really well written. I think it's really solid. I think it's very clever, and I dig it. So here, this one obviously guest stars Superman. So, alrighty. Wonder Woman #12. I think we're back to the origin story. Yeah, this is the even number ones are the origin, the year one origin stories, and the odd number ones are the contemporary stories. Just me personally, I like the year one stuff a little bit better than the contemporary stuff, just because I like Nicola Scott's art a little bit better than the other artists, and actually. I think I mentioned this before. I actually find this take on the origin story a little bit more refreshing. Normally, I get really tired of seeing these well-known heroes have their origin stories retold and retold and told over. But Greg Rucka has actually won me over with his version of the Wonder Woman story. So, all right. Superwoman #5. A lot of weird, crazy stuff going on here with Lex Luthor and Lex Luthor's sister, and she's kidnapped him, and he can't walk again, and she's got these female bizarros going on, and one of the Lois Lanes has died, but she's a ghost, and she's haunting Lana Lane, and then Lana has some relationship going on with John Henry Irons, who's actually Steel, and then Steel's niece is in it, and then Tracy 13 has shown up. So just a lot of weird, crazy stuff going on. But so far, I'm having fun with it. I mean, this was something I just picked up on a whim, and I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or not. But I'm digging it. Moonshine #3. Werewolves and prohibition and gangsters and crazy stuff. So yeah. Mayday by Alex D. Campy, and the art is by, well, it says creators Alex D. Campy, Tony Parker, and somebody named Blonde. I'm not even 100% sure about what this is. I guess it's set. Oh, here it is. Here's the little premise. April 1971, the CIA has handled an espionage coup of the decade when a KGB general defects with a list of all Soviet intelligence assets in Asia, including spies within the U.S. Army in Vietnam. All Jack Hudson has to do to get the defector and his microfilm to Hong Kong to California and keep Palm Springs' overzealous FBI office from turning everything into a freak show. All codename Felix has to do is kill the defector and get the microfilm back to the USSR by any means, fair or foul. Easy, right? Now throw in a beautiful woman, a fast car, and a whole lot of drugs. The bloody new thriller from Alex D. Campy, Tony Parker, and Blonde. So yeah, I saw a couple of people talk about it. Talk about this is the first issue, maybe a few weeks ago, and I thought it sounded really interesting. I like Alex D. Campy's writing for like Grindhouse, so I thought I'd give it a shot. The second issue is already out, but I thought I'd just start with the first issue just to see if I like it or not. There's just some crazy stuff in here, stuff that looks like normal, crime thriller type stuff, and then, well, I better not show this picture. But some weird hippie stuff going on, and then crazy ass psychedelic stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot. Reborn #3. Okay. I really like the art by Greg Paluto. The story is just kind of all right. I guess with this issue, I'll decide if I want to keep going or not. So. Hawkeye #1. This is the female Hawkeye. This is Kate Bishop, and I guess she moves to Venice, California, and I think she's supposed to be setting up kind of like a private eye business or something like that. I really enjoyed the Matt Fraction version of Hawkeye. The Jeff Lemire version came out, and I didn't buy that one just because. You can't buy everything in the store, you know what I mean? And now Clint Barton has his own comic out too. His is called Occupy Avengers. I totally hate that name, but I thought the premise is good. The premise of that one is Clint Barton is kind of traveling around the country trying to help normal people with their problems and things, and I guess he's going to team up with various either no-powered or low-powered heroes. So I think that's actually it's a pretty interesting premise. I did flip through it. The art's okay, but choosing between Girl Hawkeye and Man Hawkeye, I'm picking this one just because, I like the art a little bit better here. Actually, I like the art a lot bit better. The other art isn't bad, but I just really dig this whole kind of clean line thing here, and it looks like they're really playing with the fact that it's a comic book, you know what I mean? Really going with those sort of graphics and visuals you can only do in this type of medium. So I'm gonna go with Girl Hawkeye for a moment. And then Jessica Jones #3. All right. So parental advisory, not for kids. So it's not particularly graphic or anything like that. So it's really because of Brian Michael Bendis' language and stuff, I guess. So whatever. I don't know if you can really make this cover out here. This is David Mack. Yeah. It's pretty nice looking. And then you can see this kind of faint Hydra symbol there. In the last issue, there's this whole thing where in the regular 616 universe, Jessica Jones and Luke Cage are married and they have a kid, right? And matter of fact, I think there's going to be one of the Avengers satellite comics will have her child from the future is the future Captain America, 20 years from now or whatever. But what's going on here is she's taking this case where Some woman has this husband who thinks, it's kind of suggested that maybe there's been a crisis or a secret wars, one of these continuity changes, and he thinks everything's different and she wants to know what's wrong with her husband. And meanwhile, the baby, Jessica Jones and Luke Cage seem to be estranged, and the baby seems to be missing, or at least as far as Luke Cage is concerned, the baby's missing. And then one of these Z-list villains kind of pops up. So it's kind of interesting. I'm sure the only reason that Jessica Jones and Luke Cage are apart probably just has to do with the fact that they have two separate TV shows, and those TV shows, they're not together. So I'm sure it's that whole thing with Marvel's so-called synergy, where the comics have to be like whatever movie or TV show that's out right now. So, but yeah, it's kind of an interesting setup. You kind of get the Brian Michael Bendis decompression, but it's not a bad comic. So I'm on board for the first arc at least. And also I got the oh, look at this. Ha ha ha. This is funny. This is Die Kitty Die. This is written and drawn by Dan Parent. Dan Parent is a former Archie Comics artist. He was actually the main Archie Comics artist after Dan DeCarlo got fired or screwed over, however you want to look at it. But I think it's a pretty funny comic. It's pretty much a satire of the comics industry. You have the main character who is this kind of Sabrina the Teenage Witch type character, and the gag is she's a real person, but she also has a comic book. And the people at the comic book company feel the comic's not selling well, so they need to reboot the character. So they're trying to kill her off, and then reboot and revamp everything. And so basically, it's that's what the comic book is. Her having these misadventures with the comic book people, other characters trying to kill her. She had Casper, the friendly ghost type character, try to kill her, and things like that. So, like I said, it's pretty much a crazy goof on old '70s comics, Archie comics, kids comics, Harvey comics, stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun. So, all right. What else? I got some freebies here. What is this? Lunch Witch, Knee Deep in Niceness. Okay. I don't know. Here's some of the art here. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see here. This is. Okay. This is a Nightwing issue. All right. Okay. And then this one here. This looks like Constantine, right? Yeah. Yeah. Constantine. Okay. I haven't been reading either one of those titles since the New 52 happened. But okay. All right, so that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Everybody have a great day.